Those are some angry birds.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. Then, from the dark, they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless lights.
Where'd you move here from, dumb?
I joke to the Angry Birds, the movie. Oh boy. Now you see, I was once a wee little lad, right? However, I hated my life and wanted to die, for I had no iPhone. But when I did have an iPhone at the Apple Store demos to play on,
It was this one.
you bet your ass I was playing Angry Birds. Sadly, by the time the movie, Angry Birds the movie, came out, I was no longer an 11-year-old boy with no iPhone. Instead, I was a 16-year-old with an iPhone, but I was going on iPhoney now. So sadly, I was a little too old for Angry Birds the movie, the theatrical debut of Angry Birds. However, this is apparently one of the best video game adaptations ever. Not that the bar is high or anything.
You gotta kill yourself.
So I think it's high time for me to visit the Angry Birds movie and figure out, are the birds really angry? Are they able to communicate the vast nuance of the Angry Birds storyline into the film? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's get angry and bird up. So our movie opens on Angry Bird Island, where our main character, Angry Bird, that's his name now, carries this fake egg, and he's in a massive rush. A rush to be a clown at a kid's birthday party that sadly he's a little too late to. The dad of the kid then goes, "You're paying for this, buddy," and this pisses the Angry Bird man off. That's it, no more Mr. Nice Guy.
Turn up my boing. I can't hear my boing.
Out of anger, the Angry Bird murders him by smashing an entire cake into his face. And you know, this is really sanitized anger, to be honest. I'm getting less raged and more frustrated venting from this guy.
Literally, mind you, to get the gluten-free cake. What the heck is gluten?
I thought this was Angry Birds, not mildly frustrated birds.
Who are you?
I'm Angry Bird! So Mr. Angry Bird then trips and falls and murders someone's child. This is followed up by an angry montage of Mr. Angry Bird being angry, as well as flashbacks of him being outcasted in school for being Angry Bird. All set to Paranoid by Black Sabbath, a weird choice. Also, fun fact, if you take the MIDI to Paranoid and speed it up, it sounds like a Mega Man X song. Oh yeah, by the way, Smosh is in this. Cut to Angry Bird on trial for murdering a child. All with terrible, low-quality child laughing sounds.
我们拍的时候，所以我
So Angry Bird is then sentenced to anger management classes.
Pluck my life.
Oh my god, did he just say fuck in a kid's movie? Well, now I know that Vivzy Pop's gonna be jealous of this one. Do you know who I am? That makes no difference. All men are equal in God's eyes. Are they? Miss Vivzy, if you wish to confess, how well are you trained in modern art? I know a little. I studied it here in my youth. Oh, where? Here in Vienna. Ah, then you must know this. I'm afraid I've never heard it. What is it? It was a very popular tune in its day.
Really?
I wrote it. Here. How about Poison?
That shit is fucking trash, dog. Get the fuck off the airwaves.
Can you recall no melody of mine? I had the most famous cartoon with the word fuck in it. How about this one? Yes, I know that! Oh, that's charming. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you wrote that. I didn't. That was Angry Birds. So now he's on his way to anger management. He then sees this annoying sign here and hates it so much that he kills it and breaks it. He then goes into his anger management classroom, and we get a really weird orgy art joke.
Okay, I guess that's art.
This is a work of art.
That's garbage.
This is a work of art.
And that's exotic.
That's a really weird thing to put in an Angry Birds movie. We then meet his therapist and the rest of the classroom, including yellow Angry Bird, the black bomb Angry Bird, and the big red Angry Bird. The yellow one is also very hyperactive, so ADHD coded, literally me. This bird be popping Vyvanse like the Perkies. So the red Angry Bird's all like, anger management, ew, I hate this. Again, he's much more passive aggressive than angry. So we get a whole introduction of the characters and whatnot, and to be honest, I don't know why the yellow one's here. He's more hyperactive than angry. Like, in the lore of Angry Birds the movie, he fucked with a police officer's desk and shit, and then stole his wallet and went drinking with it, and none of that was angry. He was just being kind of a delinquent. Like, look at this red guy here. He's angry. He's pissed, bro. Like, literally, he's like a war criminal. Look at him. And then the black one literally blows up. You know, that's like self-explanatory, right? But the yellow one isn't angry at all. He's just hyperactive. So why is he in anger management? Oh, by the way, during the police scene, they play Sound of the Police by KRS-One, a song that's about police brutality. You know, I can't wait to review Angry Birds 2 and see, like, killing in the name in it. So a whole scene of the red Angry Bird being grumpy later. The black bomb guy comedically blows up and we meet our characters after the session. And despite the other characters' attempts, the red bird is a lone wolf who wants to be alone. Man, I wonder what he'll learn by the end of the movie. The red bird then walks home sad and they play Limp Bizkit's Behind Blue Eyes, which is already really funny, and I wish I could show it to you, but YouTube copyright won't let me. So here's a recreation I made in 5 seconds.
No one knows what it's like to be a bad day.
Also, I love how Red's whole character is that he's a grumpy dickhead, but now he wants to act all sad and lonely. Fuck off, dude. This is your fault. Maybe you should stop listening to Limp Bizkit. I don't know. So he goes home and ogles at his giant eagle poster, a legendary figure that may or may not exist, but is taught in schools anyways. And in a brief flashback, apparently the red Angry Bird idolizes him. He's then bullied for asking questions in the classroom setting, and the red Angry Bird cries alone to Limp Bizkit. Cut to the next day in the next therapy session, where the characters are reading poetry.
I laugh, I cry, I love, I hate.
I hate the way that you walk. The yellow bird then reveals that the red bird destroyed his little happy sign. Oh no! But before they can hold a makeshift funeral, they hear something outside. Something everyone seems to be going to. And that thing is a giant ship. A ship that destroys the main character's house. Womp womp. And out of the ship comes one of the pigs. No way, guys, it's the pig from Angry Birds. And they come with a bunch of gifts, wanting to live on the island. They're then welcomed onto the island, and we cut to generic licensed pop music. But sadly, the red Angry Bird is a racist.
They don't have feathers? You know, they're just walking around naked, just presenting themselves.
Wow, okay, movie, just gonna promote that?
That part about them I really admire.
Wait a minute, huh?
You're fucking gay! As in homosexual!
So the pigs throw a big ol' party, and it reminds me of that Bilbo birthday party in Lord of the Rings.
Put those grippers away!
But the red Angry Bird thinks there's something off about him. All the while, the pigs give Bird America the slingshot, which is from Angry Birds.
That's the fucking theme to Angry.
And because he's heckling them all the time, the pigs invite the red Angry Bird up on stage so they can publicly execute him via slingshot.
Who says birds don't fly?
No one?
The bird flu? Yeah, they tend to do that.
Angry Bird then lands in front of the pirate ship and decides to investigate it. And for some reason, so does the yellow Angry Bird. I don't know why. And so does the big black bomb one. They just appear out of nowhere. But inside the ship are a bunch of illegal pig immigrants. And I really don't like how all that came out together. And Jesus Christ, how did they not notice that? So the red Angry Bird then exposes this to the whole wide bird world. But to his shock, he's met with boos and disapproval. Well, meanwhile, the big pig gives a big old sob story and convinces the audience on his side. So he's kind of like Drake in a lot of ways.
You're a big, smelly loser, and your breath smells like a tuna. If you wanna war with me, then I'll blow you like a tuna.
So the pigs are now integrated inside of bird society. Just one problem, they have ulterior motives. So you know about eggs, right? And you know how birds come from eggs?
That's how our children are born.
Well, turns out the pigs actually want to eat the eggs.
Delicious, my dear.
Is this technically pedophilia?
Certified lover boy, certified pedophiles.
But the racist red Angry Bird takes notice of this.
And, oh, I called this one
Angry Bird Space. The red Angry Bird then sees the statue of the giant eagle and gets an idea. And that idea is to recruit the Angry Birds to find Giant Eagle. So their journey to the top of Giant Eagle Mountain begins. So at long last, they are the Angry Birds. So they make it to the top of Eagle Mountain or whatever the fuck it's called in this movie. Gotta say, there's a lot of lore in this for an Angry Birds movie. But then they hear the majestic noise of the mighty eagle, who immediately starts taking a giant what? Huh? This pissing scene lasts for like 5 years, by the way. I don't know why it's so long. I really wasn't expecting there to be an Angry Birds pissing scene, or 4 words in that order.
You have passed the first test.
You saw my dick. So the gang has now met Mighty Eagle. But bad news, despite his countless awards and shit, he fell off massively. So basically he's a lot like...
Insert comedic reference to a figure who fell off here.
Meanwhile, the pigs are throwing a massive party as a front to steal eggs, with the headliner being Daft Piggy. Does this confirm the existence of a Pig Yay West? So Angry Bird begs Mighty Eagle for help, and the answer he gets...
No.
So Mighty Eagle is too lazy to actually do shit. So our main characters all have to commit genocidal minority war crimes themselves. Meanwhile, the filmmakers actually put Daft Punk in the movie. Holy shit. Our heroes then catch the pigs stealing eggs and blowing shit up. So the red bird tells the yellow bird to shut down the party. Quick, yellow bird, kill Daft Punk! Meanwhile, the other Angry Birds make it to the ship, and they try to blow up the thing, but the bomb guy can't for some reason. And they end up getting squirted off the ship.
What do you mean by that?
And they end up getting war criminal murdered. Oh my god. And now Angry Bird Island is the aftermath of Vietnam. Oh, it's so sad.
Your eyes are opening for the first time. It hurts, doesn't it?
And now the pigs have stolen all the children. That's way weirder now that I've mentioned it out loud. Oh my god, Drake's the leader of the pigs. I can't believe it. Did I make that joke already? I don't remember. But then the yellow bird has an idea.
We start replacing those kids. Ladies, get busy!
Ah, of course, the Angry Birds sex joke. Right up there with the Angry Birds pissing scene. And now suddenly, all the other birds are dick riding the main Angry Bird. Of course they only want him when he's blowing up, you know what I mean?
They stole our kids. I mean, who does that?
I know way too many people.
So Angry Bird Man rallies everyone up.
I don't need any calm, detached, happy birds.
What I really need are some jetpack joyrides. So now the birds are preparing for bird war.
A little help here?
Fun fact, by the way, that's Anthony from Smosh.
Looking at gay porn. And who doesn't from time to time?
True.
Meanwhile, in the pig gladiator ring, they are ready to eat all these children. There's no grill or anything though, so are they just eating raw eggs? The birds then stormed fucking Angry Bird Normandy like it's World War II. And now the new plan is to use slingshots, just like the Angry Birds video game. Oh wow. You know, I think Jeff Keighley needs to give this adaptation best adaptation at the Game Awards.
Okay, I want you to curl up into a little ball.
Like this?
By the way, that's Ian from Smosh.
Need some help?
Master Chief!
So now the pig versus the Angry Bird war is finally happening. A war that catches the attention of Mighty Eagle, who rickrolls the whole audience. He then trips and falls comedically, which is what he gets for using dead memes. Meanwhile, our primary Angry Birds heroes storm the castle, where we get a completely out of left field Shining reference.
Red rum.
Oh yes, of course, because when I think of Angry Birds, I think of the fucking Shining. Oh shit, there's the pot. So in the lore, they're making a hard-boiled egg. You know it would be a lot faster if you made scrambled eggs, though. We then find the eggs, but they're about to be cooked. So the red Angry Bird grabs onto them. He then tackles this guy and reverses the pulley that's transporting the eggs into whatever this green shit is. And all just in time for Mighty Eagle to slapstick his way into the scene. And they're about to escape with all the eggs, but then one egg escapes and then Red gets pulled back into the pig castle. And long story short, one big cartoon rap battle later, Red and the evil big king bad guy then crash through the floor like a Tekken map, and they face off in this giant TNT area. And using the power of being an angry bird, the main character then tackles the pig, and he escapes with the egg, blowing up the king pig and murdering him. And now the eggs are safe and sound, and the red Angry Bird has, oh my god, it's the 3 bird from Angry Birds. You know, the one that when you tap the screen, it becomes 3 birds from 1? Yeah, that one. And now everyone is all safe and sound and happy, and the world is back to normal now. And on top of that, the Angry Bird is given a brand new home, and he's finally accepted into bird society. And most importantly, as foreshadowed earlier in the movie, he learns the power of bird friendship. And now he trusts the friends in the movie, and that's the end of the movie. That's Angry Birds. And you know what? As an adaptation of Angry Birds, this did indeed successfully transfer it to the big screen. I don't know how else you would have adapted Angry Birds into a movie other than this. So yeah, the good job, Angry Birds movie. You did a good job adapting Angry Birds. With that being said, though, this is not a good movie. Do not get me wrong. This is a really, really generic movie. It's extremely by the numbers. The plot is really, really predictable. The characters are very one-note and generic, and it feels like it was artificially made to be as milquetoast as possible.
Am I battling ghosts or AI?
This movie isn't unbearable or anything, but I wouldn't watch it again, because there really is nothing the film has given to me. It's a movie that goes in one ear and out the other, you know what I mean?
Your poetry stinks!
With that being said, though, this movie is really bizarre at points with weird sexual jokes and that Shining reference. I don't know why the Angry Birds movie had to have a pissing scene in it, but I guess the filmmakers thought it did. But other than that, Angry Birds is kind of the worst movie for me to talk about on this channel, because it is just so mediocre. It's not even aggressively mediocre, it's just mid. I will say it's animated really well, shockingly. Lots of great poses and lots of colors here, and the pacing is actually quite breakneck, and I kind of enjoyed that. I was never bored watching it, but I was also not really engaged either. This movie is more interesting for existing than what actually happens in it. But overall, this is a very milquetoast, inoffensive experience, and yeah, that's kind of it. Tune in next time when I review something I actually want to talk about.
Fuck you in the lanes you came with. Me and you ain't on the same shit. You ain't in my lane, bitch. Nah, throw that shit in fifth. Rollie on my wrist. Ay, baby, you a star. I'm my only wish. I'm counting blue hundreds. I'm too money. Ay, and my little bitch, she too lovely. Yeah, hanging up and calling me right back. Ay, baby, why you calling me like that? Yeah, getting high with the seat, lay back. Baby, gon' relax, yeah. Ay, they don't know the half, yeah. No matter what happened, I got your back. Baby, that's the facts, yeah. That's the facts, yeah. We can fight, but the feeling's gone. I try to find the words, but they never come. I can still see you on the lawn. Hey, laying outside in the summer sun. Yeah, we can fight, but the feeling's gone. I try to find the words, but they never come. I can still see you on the lawn. Hey, laying outside in the summer sun. Hey, I'm with a dark-skinned girl on a Sunday. That's that Black Sabbath. She put them ones all down on a Hyundai, and she had to have it. Baby, that's the facts, yeah. That's the facts, yeah.
Name one game that would still be fun if it was realistic.
Snake, we need you to infiltrate Otacon's new base.